the anti-aging and longevity chapters called Getting Long in the Tooth, a chapter on Bloke's Health, Sheila's Health, on a mental health chapter called Black Dog. I just basically say what you need to hear without waffling on, and it's all evidence-based. I've separated all the facts from the bullshit, and it's just written what you need. Although it is a holistic health and wellness book, it's not all hippies and fairies and rainbows and stuff. It's
Aww.
there's a bit of that, but it's evidence-based, fluffy rainbows.
My name is Mad Mumsy, and I've been driving the huge dump trucks in Australian open-cut mines for over 10 years now. I wish I had $1 for everyone who said to me, "How does a little thing like you drive those big trucks? You must be rich. Oh, how do I get a job doing that?" My mining friends are asked these questions all the time too. This is what started the Mad Mumsy journey to share stories and tips from living a mining lifestyle and to let others know what it's really like. Not everyone is cut out to be a miner, but why not? What does it take to thrive and survive in this industry? Now let's dig in. Get it? Dig? Mining? Oh, it cracked me up.
This week is a happy hour episode with Brendan Waddington, the author of The Wellness Bible, a no bullshit guide to health and wellness. He's also a naturopath, clinical masseur, personal trainer and yoga instructor. If you're sceptical, don't worry. So is Brendan, but he's ready to blast through the bullshit, find the truth and help you to live a healthy life right now. We connected over Skype and had heaps of trouble getting the technology to play the game. Mercury was in retrograde, so I now know never to do a Skype interview when that's on, right? It's about 3 or 4 times a year. If you're not sure, Google it, but I've also left all the future dates in the show notes, which can be found at madmumsy.com/beers 38, the number 38, so you know what not to do next time, or when they are, really. By the time we finally started, we were on about our second beer, so I think we were both pretty relaxed. I did manage to salvage most of our interview, however, but I gave up on the first 3 minutes. After over an hour of trying to sort out the audio quality, I decided I can't submit you to all those clicks and whatever the hell was going on with Skype and Pamela, the recording software. So this is the intro, and I asked Brendan what his favourite beverage was, which is standard, and it was a Cooper's beer when he's on site because it's got no preservatives, no additives, and tastes good. Brendan also loves a big fat glass of red wine when he's going out for dinner. He said he's a Shiraz kind of guy, but once it surpasses a certain level of quality, any red is good. I have to agree with that. Although, you know, when you've had a few before you have the wine, does it even matter? On R&R, which is rest and recreation, for those of you who don't know, he doesn't really cook. Well, I couldn't believe that. What do you mean you don't cook? I thought he was going to say he didn't drink, but he said he doesn't cook. He goes out for breakfast, lunch and dinner. I asked if he was spoiled on site with it being prepared and he couldn't be bothered to cook, but he said Camp Tucker gets pretty bland and he likes to eat good food when he's on break, which I can understand. We both agreed they tend to drown everything in the bad oil, so he takes his own to site. He takes his own oil to site. This is where we pick up our conversation. I hope the rest of the audio quality is up to your standard, and it was such a fantastic conversation. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you do too. This is where we pick up our conversation with Brendan Waddington from No Bullshit Wellness.
No, I take my own oils up there. I take up some coconut oil and some nice olive oil.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's the go. What do the miners think of you rocking your own oil?
Well, but when I first started in the mining industry, like 15 years ago, or maybe longer, I can't remember now, it was a very different landscape to what it was now. So before it was kind of old school, overweight, just like, miners, just like, just rough as guts. But now there's still a bit of that old school, but there's also a bit of new age, like healthy young girls and stuff will be mixed amongst it. They'll driving trucks or whatever, and so and everything in between too, like blokes as well, starting to give a shit about their health more, and some of them are doing the same thing, bringing up some avocados and having their rabbit food lunches and stuff. And so so each to their own a bit. I don't force no views on anyone, but they're welcome to copy me.
Yeah. No, that's so. When you got into mining, what were you doing? How did you get into the industry?
Well, I started at Argyle Diamonds.
Yep.
Am I allowed to say names of places or what?
You can, unless you're heaping shit on them.
Yeah, I get it.
Yep.
No, I love Argyle. I'd love to go back to that place. It was one of my favourite camps I've ever been to.
Yeah.
My favourite sites. I started out at Argyle as an enviro.
An enviro?
Yeah. I was like an enviro technician, like assistant sort of thing, really. My old man was up there as the enviro like superintendent at the time. Mm-hmm. So that was a good foot in the door. And that was a real cruisy number. It was a good cushy job, and I got passed out to go pretty much anywhere on that site. Everything from the pit to alluvials to out in the middle of nowhere. And, that's a real beautiful kind of place, I was catching snakes, looking after baby kangaroos, like the mothers might have got hit by a haul pack or something. I even caught a crocodile once when it crawled into someone's office. That season I was up there twice, both were temporary contracts. The second one was I was there for 6 months because it was the biggest wet season in 50 years.
Oh, wow. So for perhaps our overseas listeners who don't know where Argyle is, could you tell us where it is?
Yeah, so that's about as far northeast of Western Australia as you can get. It's in the what we call the Kimberley region. And it's it's probably like the most hardcore part of the Kimberleys. It's a very beautiful place, a lot of like waterfalls and land caves and all kinds of stuff. A lot of wildlife. Everything's creepy crawly, everything's going to kill you, but it's good.
So what else is an enviro? What does an enviro person do other than catch crocodiles and kangaroos?
Besides sprint, I was probably a lucky one. I think these days enviros probably doing a lot more paperwork and stuff, but I was lucky. I do a lot of soil sampling, water sampling, air sampling. I check the rain gauges every day, but on a site like that, to check your rain gauges, you could have to drive for like 40 minutes in one direction, turn around, drive an hour in the other direction just to get all the rain gauges and stuff. And I really got out and about on that one, and so everyone was different. Basically, that was like a paid holiday, that particular job, compared to other mining jobs I've done.
So did you think all mining jobs were going to be like that, paid holidays?
I didn't know what to expect really, but the next mining job I had after that was far from it. I was a driller's offsider after that.
Oh, I've heard that's not much fun.
Oh, it was alright. It was hard yak. I did RC and also diamond drillers offsiding everywhere from Kalgoorlie, Leinster, Leonora, Wiluna. But that was a bit more character building. It was fun in other ways. There, you really earn your beers there.
Yeah. Unlike us today, just earning our beers because of getting over the technology that is called Skype.
Yeah, well, it's all about balance, so I'm on my R&R. You're in Queensland time, I'm on Perth time, so this is actually a lot earlier than I would usually have one.
Well, thank you for taking one for the team, Brendan.
Well, there's no I in team. I won't dog the boys.
You say that all the time.
No, the dog the boys thing, that's a new one for me. I don't actually like it really because it's a bit commercialised.
Yeah, that's right. So what else did you do? You started off as an enviro, then a driller's offsider?
Yeah, I didn't do it for that long, just about a year or so, but then I wanted to get into my kickboxing more, so I I went back to Perth and stayed there and just worked locally in a bottle shop, the Bayswater Hotel actually. I was working at the Baysy just a few hours a day, just enough to put some cash in my pocket so I could train and punch on basically.
And how did that work out for you?
No, that was good. That was a lot of fun. I did it for quite a few years actually, but I think I realised I couldn't do it forever. I wanted to be a bit more productive in my life. If someone goes, "What do you do?" "Oh, I'm a bottle shop boy." That doesn't have a nice ring to it as I'm only getting older. So what happened there? I ended up becoming a personal trainer.
And did that flow on because of your kickboxing training, do you think?
Yeah, I busted my knee and I had a knee recon. So then I got into the alcohol for a while. I started drinking a lot of booze, partying and stuff. That was fun for a bit, but it wasn't actually moving forward in life. So, I think a few things, synchronicities lined up, and I found out that I was already training in the gym, and then I found out what a personal trainer was because I had never heard of the term before. And I said, well, that sounds pretty cool. That sounds like a crazy number. And the day after I found out about the gig, personal training, the next day I was signed up to do that course.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So that
once I make a decision on balls and all, head for straight in.
Can be a good way to be. Can also get you into a bit of trouble.
Trouble being my middle name.
Oh, right. Lucky you're a kickboxer then.
Yeah, well, not so much these days, but if I boxing only really these days.
Yeah. I actually did taekwondo for many years, but I didn't start till I was in my 30s.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, and that was cool. And then until I was a red belt going for my black tip, and the instructor just wanted me to go for my black tip, but it was just such a whole different level, and I had to break 2 boards doing a jumping reverse turning kick, and I just couldn't do it. I was nearly 40 by then. Not that that's an excuse, but I just got to a point. I'm like, I'm too old for this shit. And we'd go in tournaments, and
so you went slack.
Yeah, I said no, I'm not doing that anymore. I would.
It's not disease.
I know. Yes. Well, you're going to lecture me now. But
I'm actually going to agree with you. You probably expected me to try and do a motivating shit, but I'm an R&R now, so I'm not going to do it today. What I am going to do is say, you know what? If your heart's not in it, there's no point. Why do something that your passion's not there? Do something else. Now your passion, I guess, is probably running these podcasts or something.
Yeah, that's right.
You've had your time with your martial arts. Now do something else.
It's still good to have in your back pocket because it's still self-defense, and it's amazing how even when you've had a few beers and just a block will come out, it's just fuck off, dickhead. Oh, by the way, you're allowed to swear on this podcast? Yeah.
I've got a potty mouth.
Oh, have you? See, you were in the right industry then.
Yeah, so I blend in well. I'm actually quite conservative compared to some of the others.
Exactly, and that's a big part of one of my messages for people who think they want a job in the mines and that'll fix everything in their whole life. If I could just be a dump truck operator, my life would be fine. And, it can also bugger up your whole life as well. And if you can't handle swearing, if people can't handle the swearing that comes out every now and again on this podcast, well, don't get into mining, mate. Yeah.
Say good day to mate Trav.
Hello, Trav.
How you going?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
What's happening?
Oh, just dealing with technology and having a chat to my kickboxer mate here, having a beer.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, what are you doing?
He's a number 1 off-road racer in the fucking country.
Number 1 off-road racer?
Yeah.
Off-road, what sort of cars or bikes or?
Yeah, cars, yeah.
Yeah? Oh, sweet. So I've got 2 legends on the podcast for the price of 1.
Exactly.
Oh, I better open my other beer for that. Cheers. Nice to meet you, Trav. What's his full name? I'll put a link to him on the show notes.
Yeah, Travis Robinson. You can check him out on YouTube. He's a sicker. He's from Out of Bounds Racing.
Out of Bounds Racing. Sweet. I'll leave that in the show notes. And the show notes for this episode can be found at madmumsy.com/beers38. That's the number 38.
It reminds me, actually, I used to, back in my martial arts days, and I was working at the Basie and that, I used to do spinning kicks, kick cigarettes out of people's mouths.
True.
Bit of fun.
Yeah. Did you ever hit anyone?
No, I mean, I wouldn't try it these days. I don't know if my accuracy would be there. Like, I'd hit some chick and I'd be the bad guy.
Yeah, well, yeah. Or you don't have to hit a chick to be a bad guy. It could be a bloke, I guess.
But, so, better safe than sorry.
Yeah, that's it. So your knee blew out.
Yeah,
and that held that up. And you got into your personal training.
I was at my mate's tattoo shop after work one day, after like concreting all day, and it was one of those. It was a real hard day. My back was sore and stuff. I think, there's got to be something else out there, and I overheard my mate's one of his colleagues from his tattoo shop talking about making some guy do push-ups in the mud. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, I'm a personal trainer.
Yep.
I said, what do you mean? She goes, I'll make people exercise and I get paid for it. I'm like, that sounds pretty cool. And then next minute, I'm become a personal trainer myself.
And so who did you train? Who were your first clients?
Let's see. I started off a real good gym, actually. It was an excellent gym in Jurien Bay. I went straight to the top. My mate made me, he was the owner, he made me the manager and the personal trainer. So,
that's all right.
Yeah, that was a real nice gym with real nice people and stuff, and it's still there to this day, I think. And then I broke up with my missus at the time. After a while, then I moved back to Perth, and then I just worked out in a good way because I ended up becoming a trainer at the Next Generation at Kings Park, which is like just an amazing gym. It's like a 4-story building. It's got tennis courts, squash courts, multiple swimming pools. It's got a bar. It's got 2 bars, actually.
2 bars at the gym. That's my sort of gym.
Yeah. It's quite flash, actually. It's Hollywood, you know.
Yep.
I was loving that. I was head trainer there for a while, and the only thing that I thought I'll stay there forever, but then I got offered a job on the luxury cruise ships in the Caribbean. So I always had a bit of a fascination with cruise ships. Never saw one in real life, but I took that job, and had more fun again, and that's how I became a naturopath, actually. Because I did a lot of public speaking then. So I did a bit of research, reading books written by naturopathic doctors and dietitians and natural health specialists, and I like this stuff. I wouldn't mind doing it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there'd be a fair bit to it to just become a naturopath.
Well, I thought, I just thought it'd be learning about nutrition and a few herbs, but no, it's actually a bit of a shock. It's like a full-on 4-year health science degree, like anatomy and physiology, biochemistry, pharmacology, microbiology, differential diagnosis, clinical research, all this stuff. Plus, of course, the clinical nutrition and medical herbalism and stuff. And also, I thought maybe $1,000. This was like I'm still paying it off now, like 7 years later.
Has it been worth it?
Oh yeah, it's taken me around the world. It's given me some amazing jobs, and there's some amazing people. It also inspired me to write an international best-selling book.
Your book. Now, what is it called? I love the name. That's what got my attention originally. Or the subtitle.
The subtitle. Well, the title is The Wellness Bible, and what they call it, the working subtitle is a no bullshit guide to health and wellness.
Wow. And
here's a t-shirt right now that I'm wearing, no bullshit wellness.
Nice t-shirt. Yep, that's what you need. Get it out there. Promotions.
Yeah, I've got the Facebook page, No Bullshit Wellness, Instagram, No Bullshit Wellness. I'm trying to do all this technology stuff with it.
Yeah, I'll leave links to everything that you've got in the show notes. I've stalked you out a little bit and had a look and found you everywhere. And you can buy the book on Amazon. Yeah,
also you can go to nobullshitwellness.com and there's a link to the Amazon, but there's also I've got a table of contents there, so you can check that out and see if that resonates with you, if there's something you'd be interested in.
I had a quick look at that, and it really does cover a lot of things.
Yeah, and it's written in a way that it's, appeals, it'd be good for everyone, but also miners, especially miners in Australia, or any English-speaking miners, really, because it's like, it's got chapters like Good Tucker, and an exercise chapter called Get Your Ass in the Gear. The anti-aging and longevity chapter is called Getting Long in the Tooth, so it's...
Yeah, perfect.
It's written in a way we can all resonate with, I feel.
Yeah, and it's good to have that point of difference. Makes you stand out because, another book on health and wellness.
Yeah, there's most of these books specialise in one thing and have a whole book on nutrition or a whole book on mindfulness or whatever. Often most of those subjects can be summarised in one chapter, and that's pretty much what I've done. Whether it's a chapter on bloke's health, Sheila's health, or a mental health chapter called Black Dog. It's all... I just basically say what you need to hear without waffling on, and it's all evidence-based as well. I've got over 160 references to peer-reviewed science journals, so I've separated all the facts from the bullshit, and it's just written what you need. It's not too... Although it is a holistic health and wellness book, it's not all hippies and fairies and rainbows and stuff. It's...
Aww.
There's a bit of that, but it's evidence-based. Fluffy rainbows.
Yeah, and that's how you cover everyone, because a lot of people want to see the backing up what you're saying, whereas other people like me are like, oh, that sounds yummy and nice, and I'm more on that side of it. That sounds good to me. That makes sense. Whereas other people, they want to see the data, they want to see the numbers, they want to know the effects and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's the difference between qualitative data and quantitative data, intangible results that can be measured. But I had a bloke in the truck with me the other day on site, and it was naturopathy. He was like, I don't believe in that fucking shit. I'm like, well, yeah, that's why you're an obese diabetic, and that's not to take anything away from actual, obese diabetics out there that might be doing the righty, but in his case, I'm watching his life choices because he's in my workspace, and people say, I ain't healthy, then you see him down a crib hut, putting away ice creams and shit, and, having the cheese sausage, and what do you think's going to happen?
Yeah. It all adds up. Yeah. So, are you going to the mine sites as an operator, or are you going there as the naturopath who's written a book and I'm helping everybody?
Well,
I like your can opener, by the way. Your bottle opener. Yeah.
I won't say this out loud, what's written on there, but it's nice of these big mining companies to provide alcohol devices.
Yeah, good on them, yeah. Getting their brand out there.
Yeah.
Just make sure you're zero when you come to work.
Yeah, you don't want to blow numbers.
Yeah, no, we don't like those numbers.
I've been a wellness advisor to some of the biggest mining companies in the world for the last 3.5 years.
Right.
But wellness doesn't pay what it used to, so I started out about 140 a year, so it's good for me, but, there's people getting paid double and triple that up there, but that money went down when we lost room share. Room shares, there's some interesting things happen there, and then...
what is that? Sorry, I'm going to interrupt. What is room share?
Room share, okay, so I was on Barrow Island for a bit there.
Yep.
And due to the lack of accommodation, because only could really rape and pillage about 1% of the nature of the island to clear land and that.
Yep.
So doing things like they brought in a cruise ship to supply another 1,000 beds. They have got a bivvy. There's I think about 1,000 beds there too. And they'll at the construction village, Butler Park, they will have room share. So not hot bedding, but they have a curtain dividing the room, and there'll be someone else in the on the other side of the room. Yeah.
You serious?
I know.
Oh no, I've never heard of that one.
Yeah.
I thought you were taught, hot bedding, yeah. They just call it something different over there.
Yeah, no, I've done hot bedding in caravan out in the desert when I was a drillers offside. That's another thing. But this was room share, and sometimes you'll be lucky that you might get someone on night shift, so you'll never see them.
Yep.
Other times not so lucky, but usually most of the people there are good blokes, so it's not a problem. Everyone's respectful of each other's privacy and noise factor because, fatigue's a big thing to get you sleep and stuff.
Yep. And one bathroom, obviously.
Yeah. So one person had to walk over to, cross over that side of the room,
Oh, my God.
And there's been some interesting things happen, but most people were good, but every now and then you'll get some fuckwit who will just turn the TV on in the middle of the night. I'm like, are you fucking kidding?
Oh.
Are you right, mate? I'm sure, yeah.
So how big was the room? Was it bigger than a normal donga size?
This was at main camp, so the rooms are quite reasonable.
Yeah.
But they were donga size once you cut them in half with that curtain.
Yeah. And it's not a...
They had balconies, ocean views and stuff. Yeah, it was a good camp, that one.
Yeah. So you were there, and the curtains did you in?
No, I was right. Most of the time it was good, we're doing the timeline of my history.
Pretty much. Yeah. How you ended up being where you are today?
Yeah. So I was there, and I was flying out to Thevenard Island, a very small island in comparison to Barrow, and that was a pretty cruisy number. That was cool. We could go. That was only a C-class nature reserve as opposed to Barrow, which was an A-class, which you couldn't really do anything. Like smiles, positive, nothing. But on Thevenard, there's a bit cruisier. We could go fishing on our lunch break or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Another paid holiday.
Yeah, basically. On Thevenard it's never hard at Thevenard.
Yeah.
As the saying goes.
Oh, is that the saying? Is that? Oh, righto. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was as a wellness advisor on both of those?
Yeah. I mean, different companies have different names, but it's all pretty similar. After my time at Barrow ran out, that's what we're talking about pay rates, then that went down when construction went to production. For the wellness advisors, the work didn't change, it's still 2 on 1 swing, but then it went down to 75. And then went to another company. When I got made redundant from there eventually, I survived a few culls, and eventually my time was up, and I got offered a job by another company in the Pilbara.
Yep.
And I've been gone around to different sites, various sites around the central and eastern Pilbara, doing the same sort of thing, but they're much smaller sites. So instead of having a team of 15 to 20 wellness guys, I was by myself. And they said, in the old days, but most jobs, the idea is your pay goes up the longer you've been there. This new company was the other way around. They said, end of the year, gone down to 69. So I'm like, I can get that in the city. So So now I've just jumped over into being an operator. So I'm a trainee operator. Been mine 5ing. So you've got international listeners. Mine 5 is basically you're a nom, you're a lucky. You're the mine bitch. Anything from making coffee. Basically, I'm a professional chauffeur. Driving people around and stuff, and so far it's fun. And it's there's some great blokes out there on that side, and I'm loving the career change, and I'm loving working less and getting paid more.
Yeah.
So and there's room to grow provided I'm a good worker.
Yeah. So are you operating, like driving trucks, or you said about that's guy in a truck with you before?
Yeah, load and haul's the direction I'm headed at this stage. But because I'm so early, it could go anywhere. This department might take me, I might go to blast crew or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Because I just consider myself lucky to have a job at all.
Yeah.
So, it's hard. It seems hard to get in there. Easier for some than others. But as a white male, it can be a bit tougher.
It seems to be something I hear a lot lately, especially over here in Queensland. A lot of the jobs that are advertised, they are really, without saying you must be a woman or of Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander, but they're the numbers that they're trying to build up. They're figures, and then you'll get the blokes who come on and say, what about us? But it's hard things are definitely picking up over here as far as the downturn went. So there are a few more jobs going around for newbies and stuff, so I don't know how it's going over there.
Building the diversity is it's not a bad thing. It's good to give everyone a fair shot. So I got there in the end anyway. So
yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Because some of these other guys did have a rough run for a while there, and kind of evening out the playing field now.
Mm. So, yeah. And are there many women on the crew or the mine sites where you've been?
Yeah.
On and off?
I wouldn't say a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few, and and I think in the future there'll be more. And in the past there was bugger all. So it's good. It's interesting actually. It's a bit of a paradox to see the rough and tough old school miners, and then you've got some young new girls that appear to be fresh out of school with no experience, and then after a while they can operate a machine as good as anyone else. After a while, and it's
that's right.
It's the diversity.
Yeah, and it can take blokes a long time to get it as well. I mean, some people get it quick, some people don't, some people never get it and go, yeah, nah, not for me, and leave. So that is one of the questions that I like to ask my guests. Do you have any, from what you've seen of the women on sites that you've been at and the way they interact and the way the blokes interact with the women and stuff, do you have any tips for them for how to survive in a male-dominated industry? It doesn't just have to be mining, because there's a lot of women trying to hang out with the blokes in the workforce.
Do I have tips for the green girls, green Sheilas? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. They're pretty much welcomed anyway. Everyone's getting pretty well, I can only speak on behalf of my site that I've been on site in, and everyone's getting most people are getting a fair go anyway, and are supported well. Greenies of either gender, male or female. Yeah, so they probably don't really have to worry, and there's nothing to worry about. Just if that's what you want, get in there.
Yep. Have a go.
Yeah. It's interesting seeing these contrasts, I see some people out there like full on makeup done, out the most dirtiest Pilbara, red dirt everywhere, and it's these like girls dressed up to the nines, like apart from the PPE, high vis, but each their own.
That's right. You certainly get different levels of that, and Mad Mumsy listener knows I've spoken about that quite a bit on and off, and so have a lot of the blokes actually.
I think we've seen that 10 years ago.
Yeah. You didn't?
When I was on for about 15 years maybe, but I didn't see that as much.
Yep.
Back then. Yeah.
Just women just getting out there doing their thing. Yep.
Yeah, but, it's interesting watching evolve. But most of my years working in mines, I haven't been out on site unless it's for a quick visit or do some pre-start stretches for crew out there. But most of 99% of my day has been in the gyms. So I see people after work in a whole other light.
How do you find the miners? How receptive are they, or were they, to your message about, let's just all get a little bit healthier and maybe have a stretch before we go to work? How were they receptive, and do you think that you made a difference at all?
Oh, definitely. It's different for everyone. A lot of people will embrace it wholeheartedly. They'll take it on board and apply what they're learning and really embrace it. Whereas others, not always, but usually more of the older crew that have been there for a long time, they're like, that fucking shit.
Yeah.
And they're also the ones with the bad backs and stuff,
Yeah, exactly. They're the ones who need it the most.
Fucking bullshit, but then they're going like, I'm so sore.
Yeah.
So each their own, but those who want it, the services are there. I'm not running that anymore as of the last few weeks. I just finished my first swing yesterday as an operator as opposed to the wellness advisor. I still do the wellness stuff on my R&R now. I'm like working a few clinics and stuff and a bit of public speaking and doing my book and that. But
were you a wellness advisor at this site, and now you're one of the operators you were talking to, or is it a different site?
No, I am actually, and that's been very helpful actually because there's a lot of familiar faces. I'm like, you're the gym guy, you're the wellness dude, and they'll provide a bit of extra support. And,
that's good. Yeah.
So a lot of good blokes up there.
And that's it. That's another idea of a way to get your start. Like a lot of people just get out there and whatever that you're doing, and then you start to get to know people, and if the jobs are coming up that, can help you
to get your foot in the door to becoming an operator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm around the pit all day instead of sitting around the gym all day.
Yeah.
And to you know what, it's actually a nice change.
Yeah, well, that's right. I'm sure it is. So just back to pre-start meetings and doing stretches and stuff. I remember years ago we had this lady came in and she was a physio and she was telling us about core strength. And as an operator driving a truck, I'll tell everyone now, core strength is a huge thing because you get knocked around unless you've got lots of graders on your site, which most don't, and big rocks coming at you, throwing you from side to side and all sorts of things. So core strength is huge to support your back. But anyway, this lady she wasn't really very nice about it, and she was just into everybody, like, you lot need to do this, and there's no polite way of saying it, but this lady was large, unlike yourself, who's obviously a fit person, kickboxer, gym, naturopath, this, I, as an operator, would listen to someone like yourself, and this lady, she was a lovely lady who got a little bit mean and lecturing, but she was demonstrating these stretches and she couldn't do them herself. And so everyone was just basically laughing at her, and I felt for her. I'm like, this is just, we shouldn't even be doing this. Everyone tuned out and we walked off, and everyone on the way to the car just was having a laugh, and it was a bit sad, really. You need to practice what you preach or something.
As I say, I think you wouldn't trust a skinny chef, and some would say you wouldn't trust a fat personal trainer or whatever,
Yeah.
Got to walk the walk. It's hard because some people might have just done a sports science degree, 4 years full time, and they might have put all their focus into that. Academically, they got it on paper, but they left no time for themselves physically. That actually reminds me, or makes me understand from these miners' point of view, because now, especially now that I'm doing it myself, some do contracted to do 12.5-hour days, and they might travel from camp to site, which is like an hour or two.
Yep.
So then 13-14-hour days, that leaves this brief window of time after work to go to the gym. And you might have had a shit of a day, and like the last thing you're doing after all that is just going into a gym and exercising. But obviously it's got to be only a good thing to do that, but sometimes you just want a bloody beer or something.
That's right. And if you, I do 13-hour days and 7 on, 7 off, so 7 days, 7 off, 7 nights. And
that's a nice one.
7 and 7 best rocks. I've done quite a few, but that's, yeah. And you see in WA, you used to do more 2 and 1, don't you? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, a lot of us are 2 and 1. In Barrow there's majority doing 4 and 1.
I know, right? That's
the old divorce roster.
Yeah, that's officially what they call it, people.
Yeah, it's alternating terms between divorce roster, suicide roster, and then but I'm about to do 9 and 6. So yeah, that's going to be nice.
Does that have pajama day in between? In your
What's
9?
pajama day?
Pajama day is when you switch between night and day, or day and night.
Oh, the guys who are doing 2 and 1, they'll do that.
Yeah.
They call it shift change. Basically, I think it's the law. You actually have to get on the pits on shift change. I think it's compulsory.
It is.
Every morning you don't.
Yeah, that's right. You just broke up a little bit then, but that was you have to get on the piss on shift change. See, to us, shift change is that's it, we're going home.
Oh, okay.
Because we go straight through. But pajama day over here anyway, in my world, is say you finish day shift, so you get on the piss at night, and then you don't start until the night of the next day. So you're meant to sleep all that next day in your pajamas, and then you go to work. So that's why pajama day. But yeah, a lot of people don't know about that. You do 9 straight then?
So what I'll be doing is 9 days of day shift, have 6 days off, and do 8 days of night shift, 6 days off. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you done night shift before in your other
Not for a long
roles?
time. I've done it back when I was a driller's offsider. We were doing night shift in the desert. I didn't actually mind it. I think also ignorance is bliss, because now I know how unhealthy night shift is. I'm liking the idea of it. Plus, going off what everyone else says, they're all complaining and saying how they're like trying to not fall asleep at the wheel of a 450-ton truck or something. You know,
yeah, that's all it'll be about that.
Yeah.
That's right, and that's the biggest thing. And if you feel tired, just pull up. And just say, I'm tired, man. Yeah, better that than have a crash and kill someone, or even if that doesn't happen, you just have a bit of a whoopsie, you know, and you get in trouble for whoopsies, and they fellas just tell us if you're tired, man, you know.
Yeah, window seats happen pretty easily.
Yes, yeah. Well, so you're FIFO, fly in, fly out.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, a lot of us over here are Dido or Bibo, because it's only a couple of hours off the coast to the mines. But don't even get me started on the FIFO inquiry that we just had, and they've now, as of last week, officially banned mine sites from saying you have to live either in Brisbane or Cairns to get a job on this site.
Actually, I saw that in the news the other day.
And that's huge for us. I don't know if people realise just how huge it is. I made a submission to that inquiry as Mad Mumsy, and I personally know people that live 10 kilometres, literally 10 kilometres from the mine, but they couldn't get a job there because they didn't live in Brisbane or Cairns.
Yeah.
And so now you can, like, give them the choice. I'm not saying you're not allowed to live in Brisbane or Cairns, but if people want a FIFO, or if they want to live in the local town, or if they want to drive from Mackay or get a bus or whatever, just make it a choice. If you're the right person for the job, it shouldn't matter a damn shit where you live. And now that's become law here in Queensland. They just changed the law last week. Woo, woo. I think we should have cheers on that.
Cheers.
Now for a word from our sponsor. Welcome Julia Hartman and the Bantax Accounting Group to Team Mad Mumsy. Julia is my awesome accountant. She has written 2 books with financial expert Noel Whittaker and has a passion to help us miners make the most out of our hard-earned cash. Head to bantax.com.au/miners. That's BANTACS to download your free miners booklet and a spreadsheet that will help you calculate the weight of your tools you need for your job. Why, you ask? Well, you might be able to hitchhike a ride with them and claim your trips to work. Sounds confusing? Not at all. Just head over to bantax.com.au and let Julia and the team help you out. You will also find loads of free information and advice on property investing if you plan to really do some great things with your money. Again, that's bantax.com.au/miners, and tell them Mad Mumsy sent you.
You're a newbie operator now. So are you driving the trucks yet? You haven't driven trucks yet?
No, not yet. I've been a passenger. Basically, everyone's just showing me around. Been in the haul pack, been on a shovel, been in a digger. Yeah.
Yep. And are you looking forward to driving the trucks?
Yeah, I'm for some new stuff, new experiences.
Yeah. It's a bit different when you're out of your comfort zone, and that's the biggest thing I tell to people, because a lot of people who listen to the podcasts are people who haven't started yet, or they've just started, and they're freaking out. The biggest thing is to remember that everybody was new once. No one comes out the womb being the best bloody awesome truck driver or whatever. So, you know, just be open to learn and listen and go with the flow. Everyone will tell you something different, and then take your bits and do it your way.
It's funny, because there's so much bullshit safety stuff in the mines, but finally, now that I've got my new position, my new job, is actually relevant now.
Yeah.
Like, after you do the Take 5 and JHA just to check my emails before, or wear safety glasses while doing that, and bloody get passed out just to use the bloody photocopier. This is bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
But now, it is life, and people are dying, you know? People are dying reasonably regularly, you know, often. And if you look at it internationally, people are dying all the bloody time, like not a week goes by someone dies in the mines. You know, safety is highly relevant, and it works. People got kids, want to go home to your family. Most of this safety stuff is actually relevant now, especially when you're out on site. You know? Before, like in camp, a lot of it's overkill. You know, there's a lot of red tape and paperwork. Sometimes safety at the cost of safety. A lot of people will agree with that, with me on that, and some of my safety advisor mates that hate me, you know, for saying it out loud.
My sister's a safety weirdo. She's been on our show a couple of times on the podcast. The Hard Hat Mentor, Drewy, her name is. But Hard Hat Mentor, and yeah, she's got a hashtag safety weirdos rock because she's got the passion for it now after swinging over cyanide tanks and doing all sorts of things as an operator in many different areas, and also used to do aerobics classes in different places as well. So but back to it being relevant, which is why I bring that up. I did an induction once, and you go through all the bullshit, like you say. And one of the guys, I said, so what are you going out to site to do? He said, I'm going to put new lino on the floor in the office. And he had to know everything about high walls, tagging out a whole drag line, basically, the whole test and tag and team tags and emergency procedures, high walls, low walls, and he wasn't even going in the pit. He was going to put new lino on the floor, and that's where it gets overkill, I believe. But there's people making money out of safety inductions and stuff. It's a whole industry around it. I don't know about over there. I'm sure it's the same.
Justifying their jobs and that.
Yeah. But, if they're keeping us safe, that's what we want. That's the number one thing, is we all want to get home safe to whatever our life away from work is. Because I find a lot of people say, we all want to get home safe to our families. Well, some people don't like their family, or they haven't got a family, so it's more than that. It's whatever your life is that you like to do. This is a great segue into another question that I like to ask. What is your happy place when life turns to shit? What do you do to get you through when crap's going down?
Are we trying to keep this mining specific, yeah?
No, this can be personal, both even. Whatever you think.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll keep it mining specific, because that's probably where life can turn to shit a lot easier. Everything's intensive on site, isn't it?
It generally does at some stage during your swing.
Let's see, what's my happy place? I guess I learned by trial and error, right? So, I don't know about happy place, but I'll tell you about that one where I was a bit sooky there on site. Yeah, it was a shit time. Everything was a lot harder. So, this is where I did it wrong. I wasn't letting go. The sooner you let go, the better. Because I had a pretty rough time there. I had to fight pretty hard just to function, just to do my job, just to face the public out there. And I was on the face of wellness, so I had to appear to be healthy. And mental health is just as important as physical health. There's and they both interconnect and overlap. But I've had a break up recently, like 2 weeks actually, and I've done things differently this time. I've just let go instantly. And but having said that, I also had certain supplements and stuff, like being a naturopath, I can prescribe to myself. I've had evidence-based medical herbalism, saffron, St. John's wort, a few adaptogenic herbs. Just because you hear them, for the listeners, just because you hear me say those terms, don't go out and buy those herbs and think it's okay. Get it prescribed to you from a registered health professional, because they do interact with other medications, have interactions, contraindications. But yeah, I've had the world's fastest recovery this time. It's like not even a problem. Like all I'm seeing is positives. So well, get on the herbs, exercise, direct sunlight, but most of it is how your brain operates. It's you have to choose your thoughts wisely, because we do choose our thoughts. We do,
and our emotions. Listen to your emotions. They're a good sign of what your thoughts are, aren't they? They're the first
exactly. They're like an indicator of if you're thinking the right thoughts or not. Acceptance and letting go is some of the best things you can do. The sooner you can work out how to do that, the better.
Yeah. So by letting go, like, that's easier to say than it's easier to say than do, like, just reduce your stress. You know, that's easy. You know, how did you let go, other than your supplements?
Well, hitting it from every angle. So acceptance is first and foremost. I mean, the herbs and stuff, they're just an added bonus. Like things like your St. John's wort and saffron, even nutritional, clinical nutrition, SAMI, which is an abbreviation for S-adenosylmethanoid. These have all got quite a high level of evidence backing them up. So they have that in addition to other things that have a fuck ton more evidence backing them up, like your exercise, you know? And mindfulness, meditation. Meditation is not just for the tree-hugging hippies, it's for everyone. You don't have to be religious or spiritual to do it, although there's nothing wrong with being spiritual. Basically, mindfulness is just getting your mind to shut the fuck up. Just clearing that mental chatter, that distortion. And, there's nothing, I mean, that's clinically proven to make yourself smarter, reduce depression, anxiety, help you sleep better. Then you've got all the physical benefits, the list goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you meditate? Do you do it regularly or just when life's a bit nuts?
More than when life's a bit nuts, but not as regularly as I'd like. I try to do it daily.
Yep.
And sometimes it's as little as weekly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, even if you're only doing it weekly, the benefits are priceless.
Huge. Do you use an app or anything like that, or do you do guided meditation, or do you just sit and just
all of the
look?
All of the above. And I do recommend the apps like Smiling Mind and One Giant Mind. Mm-hmm. You can get those apps for your phone, and there's a few others too. That's just a couple that I have on my phones. I used to run meditation classes up on site.
Oh, really? Did you get many people going to meditation classes?
Depends what site I'm on.
Yep.
But on a smaller site, it'd be like one or two. Mm-hmm. 1 or 2 or 3, and on bigger sites up to 20 or 30.
I see. I would go to meditation class on site.
Yeah. Oh no, it's
rather than a circuit class before I go to work or something. You know,
personally, I run circuit classes. I'm not a fan of them. I would probably really never go to one myself. My specialties were just my passions were boxing and yoga.
Boxing and yoga. What extended ends of the... I just started doing yoga a couple of months ago, or had a couple of goes at it, on YouTube, and just a 30-day challenge or something, and I just stayed at the first, second and third ones because the others were getting a bit hard for me. And I like the stretching side of yoga, but I can see just how great it is for everything. You know, I just liked not just, but I really enjoyed the moments of just getting on the mat and focusing on why you're there and stuff, or the way that the lady was doing it when I'm like, oh, this is nice. And I felt good before I even started doing anything.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I'll take my yoga mat up there still, you know.
You take your yoga mat to site?
I always have, but now that I'm an operator as opposed to a wellness advisor, I'm still taking it up there, and yeah.
And your avocados?
My what?
Your avocados and your olive oil.
I'll take avocado, coconut oil, olive oil. Yeah, I'll take it up there.
Is there any room for your toothbrush?
I don't take it. I consider myself a light traveller. I've got my essentials. I've actually got some right here. So, here we go. There's some herbs here.
Yeah.
These are ones. This is my damage control formula. Mm-hmm. This is another one here. This is because I'm just getting used to for when I go to night shift.
So that's a calming one.
This was a calming one. This has got ziziphus, kudzu. Kudzu is actually a Chinese herb, and that's actually got some evidence from clinical trials supporting it for alcoholism. So apparently people taking kudzu drink less piss when they're on it, or it helps them quit the drink, you know.
Oh,
so it's got magnolia, which is another adaptogen, which helps the body deal with stress and stuff, whether it's physical or mental, same thing. And it's got some passion flower. Passion flower has this, or passiflora incarnata, has a chemical in it called apigenin, which is also in Damiana. and that's and mild euphoric. It actually makes you feel good.
Oh, wow. So you got it all going on, but naturally.
Yeah. We've got one over here,
awesome.
Kava has recently been legalised for practitioners to prescribe it in Western Australia. It was ridiculous that it was illegal before, but now we can prescribe it. And Kava, that's that native drink of Fiji, with a liquid herbal extract.
I was going to say, I've heard that before, someone talking about it on a podcast, and they were in Fiji. Yes,
yeah.
Yes. So it's right. So
I like having a little sip of that because I don't drink much on site, maybe like 1 or 2 days a swing.
Yep.
But I like having a little, 1 teaspoon of that is the equivalent of a couple of cups of Kava the drink.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so it wouldn't show up as alcohol if you did a breatho?
No.
Is it actual alcohol?
A lot of these herbal extracts contain certain parts, liquid herbal extracts have a certain percentage of ethanol and water.
Yeah.
Different ratios depending on what chemicals they want to try to extract from the herb. Kava, the particular brand I have here, is actually 0 ethanol. But, the ethanol is so low in nearly all of the herbs that it wouldn't show up anyway, especially if you're having it as prescribed, which is usually about 5 mils, or in other words, 1 teaspoon 3 times a day.
Yeah. Oh, right. So, you sound like you're ready to be an operator. I think you've got it all going on there, and wish you luck with that. Feel free to reach out if you're having any dramas with any asshole dozer drivers on the dump or something,
I'm pretty sure that won't be a problem.
I've got a whole episode about that. I think it's episode number 5, dealing with your emotions when there's a cranky dozer driver yelling at you. Oh, dear. And that's after 12 years of doing it, and that's why I got so cranky. I came back and recorded a podcast in my donga. Because why am I still getting upset about this shit, And a lot of people struggle, and we need to open up, talk to people. And
sometimes it sounds like you need some attitude adjustment.
Or an attitude adjustment of the dozer driver. Do you mean? Yeah. Well, we certainly I've certainly I've heard a few times over the years. Right, I'll see you on the ground. And it's on the dump, but not very often. Most times, this day and age, you can't get away with it anyway.
No, this day and age, you have to meet them at the airport when they fly in.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. Don't do it on site. Don't do it in uniform. It's right. So, one more question, perhaps, before we start wrapping up.
Absolutely.
My last episode was about laundry etiquette on site. It's a long story about how it evolved, and you'll need to listen to it to understand. But you've been on sites, and obviously you have to wash your clothes when you're there. Have you had any strange run-ins in laundries, or what do you do if you want to use a washing machine? What do you do with someone else's clothes? What's your way of doing it?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about because I've seen all that on site. I'm happy to, I'll put someone's washing if it's done in the dryer.
Yes.
For them. I won't, and if it's dried and I need the dryer, I'll take it out for them. I won't go as far as to fold it, although I've had people do that for me, and it's very nice to have.
And see, that's what I do.
We need more of you guys. That's great. But I'm busy writing books and stuff after work, so
yeah. I've got shit to do too,
Yeah, no, good on you. Thanks for that. Folding out washing. But then you got these other assholes. I called someone one time. They took my washing out of the washing machine before it was finished washing. And I went because especially now with this new role, there's not enough time for anything, so I'll usually put the washing in before work. Then after work, I'll come and put it in the dryer, and then the following morning, I'll take out the dryer. And people like me, I'll leave things to the last minute. So if it's not done, there's a problem,
You got nothing to wear tomorrow.
I remember one time I just happened to walk in at the right time. I saw them taking my clothes out. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, oh, no, I didn't mean you. Like, all right, no worries. So, I threw in, when they left, I put a JHA in with their, like a 6-page JHA in with their washing for that day through.
So that's paperwork for anyone who doesn't know.
Yeah. As well as confetti.
Well, that's better than a couple of stubbies, which I heard last week, because since I've done that episode, I keep hearing all these new stories, and that's why I thought I'm going to start adding this to my list of questions to ask people. And same sort of thing happened, and they put two glass stubbies in the dryer with old mate's clothes, and they broke up, and I think that's a bit over the top. Would you even do that?
You know, what happens if a laundry or housekeeper girl happens to cut their hand on it and have nothing to do with it? You know, so.
Exactly. So we need to. There's a line, and that's the tagline of that episode, and because it was an article that I wrote for a mining magazine over here, Shift Miner magazine, and it was laundry etiquette. What is your laundry line? You know, what is the line that you won't cross? You know, my main one is I'll fold your clothes, but I'm not folding up your jocks.
No.
You know, I just put them in there. I'm not touching them. I don't deal with those. But I don't fold the clothes. Depends how much time I've got perfectly. But at least put the flaps of your pocket down and then fold it up, because you take them straight out the dryer. They don't need ironing. Not that anyone irons much these days. But some people rock up to pre-start. And I know they did. They just got their clothes out the laundry basket all wrinkled up. And I was like, this lad, come on, you look a bit straggly there. So, yeah. And I guess it's a mum thing as well, and a nana thing. I don't know. See, that's another reason and it's not just girls. I've had blokes do the same to me, so.
Yep.
It's a definite thing, and it's important because, like the Hard Hat Mentor said in that episode, shit goes down, and there have been punch-ups over washing.
Yeah.
So it's another thing that we all need to just know how that site rolls, and, yeah. It's just all about looking after each other. That's just another way, isn't it? If you've had a crap day and someone's thrown all your clothes out and they're not dry and you've got nothing to wear, you know, you could snap. And people, sadly, they are snapping.
Yeah.
That was a high note to finish on, wasn't it?
Yeah. Potential victims out there.
Yeah. So in closing, do you have anything that you're super excited about right now that you'd like to share with us? Perhaps let us know where we can catch up with you and get your book.
Yeah, absolutely. So the book's probably the main thing in my life at the moment, which I wrote about 90% of it was written on site. Go in early before work and write a bit, and then go to work for 12 hours, and after work stay back for a few hours and write more. And it's pretty good for, especially for firefight people, but it's good for everyone. Whether it's weight loss, nutrition, exercise, mindfulness, mental health, women's health, blokes' health, anti-aging, whatever the case may be. It's the feedback I'm getting is that it's entertaining. People having a lot of laughs whilst getting educated with some good material. So it's good to see people flying to site. You see on the plane, there's about 3 or 4 people on the plane that's got it. I'd like to see everyone on the plane to have it, you know. So
that's exciting. I'd want to go up and say, oh, that's me, do you want my autograph?
I've signed a couple. I said a big deal with signing books, but they seem to like it, so I'll keep signing them. So if you're interested in No Bullshit Wellness, go to nobullshitwellness.com and click on the link to order it straight from Amazon, and feel free to write a nice review if you get around to it. Otherwise, you can go to nobullshitwellness.com and check out the table of contents, see if that resonates with you, or go to No Bullshit or Wellness on the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. It's all there.
Yeah, and we're coming up to Christmas, and you might be the fit and healthy partner, and the book could be a nice little stocking filler for someone, and they go, oh yeah, but in a way that it just might sink in.
Well, although the girls are loving the book, my target is the blokes that would usually be into that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, get it for the blokes, not the girls, the blokes.
Yeah, so I'm not preaching to the choir. I'm convincing the unconverted. So, and to get feedback from those blokes who wouldn't usually be into it, that is rewarding.
Absolutely, and it makes it all worthwhile. All those years of study and everything that you did.
Yeah, and I'm targeting skeptics, and they're the ones that are like, oh, right, well, maybe there is something to this, you know. So
yeah. There's plenty of those around, especially on the mine site.
Yeah.
Okay, well, is there anything else that you'd like to share with us to make this conversation complete for you?
Well, not so much for the international listeners, but for the local guys, when you see me around, buy me a beer.
Buy him a beer and be nice to him on the dump if he's not dumping in the right spot.
Yeah, give us a hand out there.
Yeah, and do that to all the new people as well.
Yeah, look after the greenies.
Look after the greenies, and they're not the ones that are fighting a Darnie, by the way. They're the clean skins newbies, people that haven't been on mine sites before or as operators. So those of us in the mines know what greenies are to us. I just haven't mentioned that for a while. It's time to say goodbye now. We could chat all day, and I have been known to. All the links we discussed in this episode are at madmumsy.com/beers38. That's madmumzie.com/beers and the number 38. All the podcast episodes can be found on the website too, or listen on the go in your favourite podcast app. And please share with your mates. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, stay safe, be real, be special, and have fun, for we only live once. Cheers.